A blank page. Look at that thing. It's a space of endless possibilities. The perfect drawing, the perfect story, the perfect song. But you have to make your first mark on it. And the question becomes, how are you going to fill this stupid piece of paper if you can't even do anything without ruining it? Well, you could look for inspiration. You could look at photos, paintings, videos, movies, games, whatever, and whoops, 6 hours just flew by and nothing got done. Well, that's okay. Maybe it will work as inspiration for tomorrow, and whoops, tomorrow already came and went. Nothing happened again. Inspiration can be pretty fickle, so that's why I like to treat art with problem solving. You could call it experimentation over inspiration. I think a lot of people look for inspiration by looking at things and thinking, well, any moment now that inspiration will just strike me. And sure, that could happen, but most of the time it won't. So that means most of the time you will actually have to work for your inspiration. And there's a couple of ways of doing this. Number 1, change something. Nothing is original, and people will naturally take influence from what they like. So why not take something you really like and think, well, how would I change this to make it even better? Take one of your favorite drawings, songs, or stories and then change one thing, and suddenly everything is falling apart like a Jenga tower. Change one thing, and you can't stop yourself from changing more and more. How about adding in some things from other things you like? And there you go. It's an entirely new thing. And if you want to make something more consistent, make a project out of it. If you like the style of a game like Overwatch, why not design your own multiplayer FPS and how that would look? Maybe it's sci-fi, maybe there's a ton of characters with a lot of customization, and maybe all of the characters are Japanese schoolgirls. Look, it's my project, I can do whatever I want. Stop judging me! Number 2, improvise. Draw 3 lines. Okay, great. Now you have a problem. How can we bring this together? How can we turn this into anything? Well, as you do whatever, you are inevitably going to see some change here. Something is going to take form. Maybe this is like a face. And there you go. It's a face. Just doodle around, get some shapes going. And let's continue on from there. And there we go. There are parts of this I'm happy with and unhappy with, and I feel I've learned what I needed to learn, so I'm gonna move on. Number 3. No. Do number 1 or number 2. I think these 2 examples really encapsulate everything you need to know about experimentation. Taking something and making it your own, or improvising with nothing and then adding things onto it to make it into something. So really, these 2 choices are all you really need, and odds are if we had more, we would get a bit overwhelmed. So 2 is good enough, it's all you need. But there is something else that's very important as you do this, and it's your mindset. It's good to keep that experimentation mentality going, because as soon as you get attached to something and start thinking, this has to be perfect, that is when you start holding yourself back. As long as we are more detached and see it more as an experiment, we can basically throw anything at it, we can change anything about it. This can turn into anything, and it doesn't really matter, because we have lower expectations. The reason why you're able to experiment with something is because you're not being careful with it. As soon as you switch to being very dear about it or protective, you will be less keen on removing anything or getting critique. I would say the only drawback to any of this is that rather than thinking about something first and then making it, you will end up making a lot of things and then reflecting on them after. But isn't that kind of better? Rather than not doing anything, you're actually trying new things and pushing yourself, even if it doesn't quite feel like it. So go ahead and experiment, it's a lot less fickle than inspiration. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, feel free to like and subscribe. You can also support me on Patreon, where I write about my process behind my art, and write commentaries about videos. I will be putting out more videos like this in the future. But until then, bye bye!